What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today. So the other day I did a haul video showing you that I bought somebody's entire Lego collection out. Now if you've not seen that video, you probably want to go and watch that before you watch this, because I'm about to show you everything in that haul. So here we're looking at my couch, and these are just some of the miscellaneous pieces that I've not been able to assemble into a full set yet, and these are the minifigures from the haul that I haven't been able to assemble into a set yet either. So you can see that a lot of stuff over here, like the Chipmunk is just missing his hands, Indiana Jones is missing his legs, Magneto doesn't have his head, and so on. So I'm just kind of sorting through to find those pieces. This Darth Maul is a good find, that original 2012 Wolverine is a good find. So lots of really cool stuff. There's a Mark I Iron Man, Dorothy, but honestly, the best stuff I've already actually been able to assemble. So like I said, this is all just miscellaneous stuff that hasn't yet been assembled. Now back here, we've got all the big figs. So we've got Endgame Hulk here, we've got Gladiator Hulk, Endgame Thanos, comic book Thanos, 2 Cull Obsidians, because there were actually 2 Sanctum Sanctorums in this haul, Civil War Giant Man, comic book Hulk, Infinity War Thanos, Build-A-Figure Groot. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff in there. Some Purist Customs. Funny enough, I found a few that were based on some designs that I debuted here on my channel. Again, just kind of funny to see somebody else made my customs, but in any case, that is all of these disassembled minifigures. So let's go ahead and jump over to take a look at the sets, because I've got most of those complete. Now, these two were definitely the big hauls of the Marvel side of things. Of course, we have the S.H.I.E.L.D. Helicarrier, which is basically like a Marvel Ultimate Collector Series set. And then, of course, we had the Ultron Edition Hulkbuster, which was also very cool. So these are both in their box. Granted, they've been opened, the minifigures have been removed, but everything else in there is complete. I just haven't got around to building them yet, but, you know, I know all the pieces are in there because, you know, I bought it from a trustworthy seller. So anyways, let's jump over to the completed sets. Alright, so now we've moved into my kitchen, and here are all of the completed sets sitting on top of their instruction books. And I'll kneel down and show you all of those sets. I just kind of wanted to give a little overview here. Now, unbelievably, the new Friends Central Perk set was complete. It's underneath all of this rubble, but that's what we've got there. Now, we've got the Big Bang Theory set here, which is really cool. 100% complete there. I never had that one. Nick Fury's flying car. We had 2 architecture sets here, which I just haven't quite built yet, but that's the London skyline, and this is the Eiffel Tower. Again, just not assembled yet. This one was missing a few pieces, but this Coast Guard plane was really cool. Again, missing a couple pieces, but they could be in that box from the beginning of this video. But there were all of these Arctic little mini builds from that giant Arctic set before that had come out. We had this little Ultra Agents car here. Looks like something out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This Doc Ock heist bank truck. We have the Avengers Tower exclusive. Perhaps the most unbelievable part of this haul is the Back to the Future DeLorean. I mean, that set is A, so rare, and B, super, super valuable. This Coast Guard ship back here is cool. That actually really does float. The War Machine Buster from Endgame right here. We had not 1, not 2, but 3 Outrider drop ships. That was cool. Red Skull's tank from the Avengers Assemble line of sets. Both versions of the classic Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy. We had this cool bus from a city set. I got that in a haul a long time ago too, so that's my second one. The Spider-Man Bridge Battle, which this set was an amazing build. I definitely want to review this. And in fact, I want to review a lot of these sets that I haven't done previously. So if you want to see any reviews, let me know which of these you'd be most interested in seeing. But anyways, the Spider-Man Bridge Battle, and then the Daily Bugle set right here. So that was really a cool find. This was one of my favorite sets from the Marvel line. Now moving up here, there were actually 2 Nowhere Mine sets, because you can see that there's 2 pods. Not yet completed, but like I said, a couple missing pieces could be in that box from before. The Stark Jet, which was a really nice find, 100% complete there. The Captain Marvel Quinjet, which is cool, and then the Spider-Man Venice set. And then jumping over here, we had not 1, but 2 Sanctum Sanctorums. So this one is pretty close to complete, just missing a few pieces. And this one I haven't quite completed yet, because it was actually built backwards so that you could kind of like intermingle them. Kind of hard to explain, but all of those pieces are back there. And that's what we've got there. So moving up here to my kitchen table, Here are just some figures, Hulkbuster, the Black Panther ship, the Ant-Man and the Wasp little pod. Back here, we have not one, but two Endgame Quinjets. For proof, there's both of them, and then the Civil War one in the bottom there. And then you guys may have seen some minifigures over here. These are from other past hauls, so those don't count for this. But all of these figures were in there. Again, just kind of assembling stuff. But if you guys are ready for this, this is truly, truly unbelievable. Look at this custom Avengers tower that was inside. This thing is absolutely massive. 100% custom, and I'm definitely going to do like a mock review on this at some point because every floor lifts off, and this was a custom build of the creator that they sent me. So really, really cool, and definitely an incredible, incredible build. Check that out, guys. Really cool. And then I bagged up all the minifigures here, so let's take a look at those next. Alright, so I bagged up these figures based on their approximate value from Bricklink. So these are all like figures that are worth roughly $2. So we've got the Swamp Monster from the Lego Collectible Minifigure series, Lego Movie 2 line, a Sicarian Soldier from Guardians of the Galaxy, Fairy Batman, Spider-Man. We've got a couple Ultron drones in here. I always like those figures. Lots of really nice metallic printing on those guys. Mighty Micro's Sandman, Mighty Micro's Thor. We got two different versions of Aunt May, which makes sense given the sets that were in this haul. Regular old Batman, nothing crazy there. This Jurassic World Trooper chick. Two Parademons from Lego Justice League, the movie. We've got these undead soldiers from Thor Ragnarok. Pretty weird figures. Can't believe Lego actually made them. Then we've got Jafar here, missing his cape and shoulder pauldron, but that's okay. Mrs. Scratch and Post, and then a Tusken Raider. So those are all the figures that are worth roughly $2. Alright, so here's the pile of figures that are worth roughly $3. Now, in all my years of Lego collecting, I find it interesting that the average Lego minifigure is actually worth about $3. So that makes sense why this is the most populated pile, but some of the highlights here, we've got Mighty Micro's Thanos, Proxima Midnight, Bruce Banner from Infinity War, Ragnarok. We have like 5 Infinity War Black Widows, so random. We've got Rocket Raccoon from Guardians 2, Endgame, Mighty Micro's Loki. We've got Mysterio up in here. We've got the Crayon Girl, Sally from Disney Collectible Minifigure Series 2. A brand new figure from the Hidden Side line. This is a really neat figure with the jean jacket. More Infinity War Black Widows. I really don't know why this person needed so many of this set, but hey, I'm not complaining. Mandarin candy wrapper from the Lego Movie 2. We got some Imperial Troopers over here. We've got Owen Grady, another Imperial dude. Justin Hammer, cool figure. Okoye. We've got Apocalypse Lucy, another candy wrapper. A couple of these were in here, actually. The Gamer Dude from the most recent series of Lego Collectible Minifigure series. We've got Dobby. We've got Mighty Micro's Scarlet Spider. The new Spider-Man with the red feet. Definitely a cool figure. A couple of him in here. Got the Watermelon Guy. Vulture. Another Rocket Raccoon. Black Panther, and you kind of get the gist here. You can see what's going on. We've got Captain America, Grandmaster, Ancient One, Ulysses Claw, Taserface, so definitely some cool figures here. So let's move on to the $4 figures. Alright, so here's our $4 figures. We've got the Draft Guy from the Lego Movie 2. We've got Corvus Glaive. We've got 2 Spider-Girls. Crazy, right? That means there must have been 2 bridge battles in here. We've got Kraven the Hunter, Green Goblin from the more recent Spider-Man wave, as of this video, that is. And just like Black Widow, we've got tons of, Infinity War Captain Americas in here. I mean, there's 5 of them right off the bat. So crazy. So yeah, lots of Infinity War caps. We've got lots of Chitauri soldiers from Endgame, which makes sense since there were 2 Endgame Quinjets in here. So a lot of Chitauri soldiers, good for army building. We've got 2 Ebony Maws, which again makes sense because there were 2 Sanctum Sanctorums. We've got Han Solo, unfrozen from Carbonite. Slimed Peter Venkman from the Ghostbusters. We've got Teen Groot. We've got Maria Hill. We've got 2 Jasmines. That's pretty cool. Let's see. We've got Scorpion, Hyperion. We've got the Scarecrow, Infinity War Thor with this bad boy here, the custom Stormbreaker. That's cool. One of the OG 2012 figures here for the Chitauri, Agent 13 from Civil War, Killmonger, Black Panther, another Killmonger, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Nakia, and 2012 Hawkeye. So that rounds out the $4 valued figures. All right, so these are the approximately $5 valued figures. We've got Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen here with her flying surfboard thing. We've got Carnage with the crazy long arms. That's pretty slick. We've got Guardians 2 Nebula. We've got Dorothy up in here. We've got a couple Cowardly Lions, at least 3 that I counted in this collection, but there could be more in those spare figures I showed you earlier. We've got 2 Captain Marvels, presumably one from Endgame, one from her actual set. Let's see here. We've got some Dementors. We got 2 of these guys. Of course, that set did come with 2, so that makes sense. We've got Mace Windu, Ned Leeds from Far From Home. We've got Ultron. We've got Endgame Rocket. Let's see, Taskmaster and Thor, I mean Aquaman. They look like a ripoff of each other in that figure. We've got Spider-Man and JJJ. This is a great figure, super rare these days. Not super rare, but enough to be in the $5 pile. We've got Baze Malbus. We've got Red Skull here. We've got Hydro Man. We've got Phil Coulson. Let's see, we've got Hoth, Princess Leia, and Falcon without his wings. That's important because he's a little more valuable with the wings, of course. Got Black Widow and Spider-Man here. We've got Korra from the Lego Tron Legacy set, as well as this Space Marine. This was actually the figure that got me back into Lego around 2012 or so. He was a CMF, and I wanted this one so bad, and then I started buying CMFs to try and get him, and then all of a sudden I was back into Lego. So let's see, we've got Spider-Man here and Volume 2 Gamora. So that's the $5 collection of figures, and the $6 ones are coming up next. All right, so here's the $6 figures, so we're getting into more rare territory. Here's Infinity War Falcon with his wings. Now, how I valued these, I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but I went on Bricklink and looked at the average selling price of these figures, and then kind of adjusted their condition for that. So we've got MODOK here with his flying chair. We've got Scarlet Spider, comic book Captain Marvel. We've got 2099 Spider-Man, Mark 50 Iron Man from Endgame Infinity War. We've got not 1 but 2 2012 Captain Americas. These are really cool, especially since that suit showed up in Endgame. We've got Endgame Hawkeye and the Bones Iron Man armor, but we actually have 2 Endgame Hawkeyes, which again makes sense because we have 2 of the Endgame Quinjets. We've got Comic Book Falcon, Endgame Thor. We've got Marty McFly, of course, from the DeLorean. Makes perfect sense. General Grievous came in that Mace Windu set from before. We've got Guardians 2 Star-Lord and Bucky Barnes, kind of using the exact same head there, but, you know, we'll have to give it a pass because that's how Lego Marvel does these days. We've got Cyclops with some hair on top, making him a little bit of a custom there. Another Mark 50 Iron Man, of course. We've got a Mighty Micros Iron Man. I was surprised how much he sells for, and Happy Hogan, how much he sells for, considering how bland this figure is. Let's see, and then we've got an Endgame Ant-Man and a Civil War / Age of Ultron Captain America. So that's pretty nice to get those figures. And let's go ahead and round up to the $8 figures. Here's the $8 figures, and you'll notice as the figures get more valuable, the piles get smaller because they're rarer. So here's the the Spider-Man Homecoming Vulture figure. Very cool, with his wings. There's this Wolverine, which I can't figure out why he doesn't have printing on the back and why he has this giant, like, hole drilled into his spine. But in any case, this appears to be a legitimate Wolverine figure. And yeah, so he's a rare one, but, you know, he'd be worth a lot more if he didn't have a hole drilled in him. This is one of the generals from Indiana Jones. I can't remember his name, but he is pretty rare because he only came in one set, and there's not a lot of military Lego figures, so they tend to be valuable when they do exist. Here's Ragnarok Gladiator Thor. Here's Rinsler from Tron Legacy, the Lego set going to that set. Let's see, we've got another Iron Man here, but this one has hair, so he's just a little bit more valuable. Not much more, but comic book Captain America, Far From Home Peter Parker. We've got 2 Rocket Raccoons, because again, remember I said that there were 2 of those nowhere sets from before, so it makes sense that the minifigures get doubled. We've got a Far From Home stealth suit Spider-Man, as well as this suit here, which is the Iron Spider suit. And the bummer with this suit is this version doesn't have the legs. I guess they must have got lost in the previous owner's collection somewhere along the way. But he'd be a little more valuable if he did have the legs. We've got the most recent version of Venom and Nova in here. And then we've got Ghost Rider, too. I was excited to see Ghost Rider has gone up in value since his retirement. So let's move on to the $10 figures. All right, so in the $10 figures, we've got Hela from Thor Ragnarok, one of my favorite Marvel figures just because of the awesome headpiece there. We've got Far From Home Nick Fury. We've got Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire era Spider-Man. Sadly, he's got loose joints and a lot of his printing is rubbed off and he's got some dent marks and everything, but because he's rare, he probably could go for $10, maybe $8, but you know, I'd put him in the $10 pile just because he's rare. We've got the Sandman with the swirling sand base on him there. Very cool figure. Ragnarok Loki. I was surprised to see how valuable he is these days. We've got Nightmare Batman as well as Doctor Doom, 2 very sought-after figures. And then, of course, the Green Goblin from the Bridge Battle, which, dare I say, I think this is one of the best Green Goblins ever made by LEGO, at least as far as comic book accuracy is concerned. All right, so here's our $12 figures. We've got an Iron Legion figure here, and sadly there's not more of them considering that Stark Tower, Avengers Tower build I showed you. You'd think there'd be more of them in there. We've got Wong from the Bricktober pack, which of course that figure was bald, but the owner had hair on him, and I think the hair looks better, so I'm just gonna leave it on. We've got Iron Spider with his legs, you know, having the correct head this time, too. Actually, no, that's not the correct head. But in any case, it looks better. And, you know, hey, with the legs, it's a little bit more valuable. So that's why he's in this pile. We've got Storm from the X-Men, very sought-after figure. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Drax, and then both versions of Doctor Strange. Notice the different hairstyles on them. So this is the one from the Doctor Strange movie. This is the one from Endgame, but interestingly enough, they're both pretty rare figures because this figure's old and this figure was only available in an expensive set, so it makes them about equally valuable at $12. Here we've got our $15 figures, which includes the War Machine from Iron Man 3, which is a very rare figure now, and then Nick Fury and Maria Hill from the Helicarrier, which was listed earlier. So because these were so rare, they're all at $15, according to Bricklink. Here we've got our $20 figures, which of course includes Iron Man, or I guess more accurately Tony Stark from Avengers Infinity War. And he's rare because he only came in the exclusive Bricktober pack, which was super hard to find. We've got Max Rebo from Star Wars, a nice random inclusion in here, but he's rare because A, he's got this exclusive headpiece that only came on him, and then for monochrome collectors, these pieces are relatively rare, so he's got a couple of things going for him there. Everybody, I'm sure, noticed we've got a Deadpool in here in really nice condition. He'll get $20 any day of the week when he's in good condition. We've got Scuba Iron Man here, and then the Mark 43 Iron Man from that Hulkbuster build that had the box from earlier in this video. So this last portion of the video will be for figures $35 and up in value, and we'll take a look at those right now. So I was surprised to see that Ronin can sometimes be worth over $30. Now, of course, with the resurgence of his popularity after his appearance in Captain Marvel, I guess it makes sense. And he only came in one set ever and had some exclusive pieces made for him here, so I can understand why he's rare. It just surprised me. Next up, this one shocked the daylights out of me. This Space Iron Man from the Avengers set several years ago, he's really valuable. Sometimes he goes for $40 on Bricklink. Pretty incredible, that one figure. And then, of course, the Iron Patriot figure is pretty rare in his own right, and I've seen him go for over $30 too, so that's why he's in this pile. So this is a pretty incredible haul, and I really just cannot believe everything that was in here. Drop a comment below and let me know what you guys think. If you saw the original video, you'll remember that I paid more than $500 but less than $1,000 for everything here. And if you add up the value of the minifigures that we just went over, the minifigures alone, that's worth more than I paid for everything. everything. So it's pretty amazing. I definitely want to add a good bit of this stuff to my collection, but what I'm going to keep for my collection and what I'm going to sell, I really don't know, but it's nice to know that either way, it pretty much covers its own value. So drop a comment below, let me know what you think of this haul. This really is the best Lego haul of all time. I mean, I really don't think that there's ever been a better haul than this, but if there is, I'm sure somebody will let me know. So drop a comment below, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more Lego content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.